A UN Security Council resolution calling for the withdrawal of Donald Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital has been backed by every council member except the US, which used its veto. The unanimity of the rest of the council was a stark rebuke to the Trump administration over its unilateral move earlier this month, which upended decades of international consensus. The Egyptian-drafted resolution did not specifically mention the U.S. or Trump but expressed deep regret at recent decisions concerning the status of Jerusalem. A spokesman for the Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas, responded to the veto by saying it was unacceptable and threatens the stability of the international community because it disrespects it. The UK and France had indicated in advance that they would back the text, which demanded that all countries comply with pre-existing UNSC resolutions on Jerusalem, dating back to 1967, including requirements that the city's final status be decided in direct negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians. The resolution was denounced in furious language by the U.S. ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, who described it as an insult that would not be forgotten. "The United States will not be told by any country where we can put our embassy," she said. "It's scandalous to say we are putting back peace efforts," she added. "The fact that this veto is being done in defense of American sovereignty and in defense of America's role in the Middle East peace process is not a source of embarrassment for us, it should be an embarrassment to the remainder of the Security Council." The Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, tweeted, "Thank you, Ambassador Haley. On Hanukkah, you spoke like a Maccabee. You lit a candle of truth. You dispel the darkness. One defeated the many. Truth defeated lies. Thank you, President Trump." Of all the issues at the heart of the enduring conflict between Israel and the Palestinians, none is as sensitive as the status of Jerusalem. The Holy City has been at the center of peacemaking efforts for decades. 70 years ago, when the UN voted to partition Palestine into Jewish and Arab states, Jerusalem was defined as a separate entity under international supervision. In the War of 1948 it was divided, like Berlin in the Cold War, into western and eastern sectors under Israeli and Jordanian control respectively. 19 years later, in June 1967, Israel captured the eastern side, expanded the city's boundaries and annexed it, an act that was never recognized internationally. Israel routinely describes the city, with its Jewish, Muslim and Christian holy places, as its united and eternal capital. For their part, the Palestinians say East Jerusalem must be the capital of a future independent Palestinian state. The unequivocal international view, accepted by all previous U.S. administrations, is that the city's status must be addressed in peace negotiations. Recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital puts the U.S. out of step with the rest of the world, and legitimizes Israeli settlement building in the East, considered illegal under international law. The tabling of the resolution followed a weekend of negotiations aimed at securing the widest consensus possible on the issue.